we were doing Newton's laws of motion. It's clear. And I have given the concept of the force. It's clear. And about Newton's first law of motion as well as about inertia also I know too. Now today you know or you revise some more points about the force which you are already aware about them. About those things you are already aware, but I am revising. It's clear. Now see here, first point is new, that what is the unit of force? SI unit of force. Who can tell? Because these points are important. So as you know that there is one relation F equals to M into A. Have you heard about this relation?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
What
sir.
is M here? Mass of the body and A is acceleration. Mass and acceleration. So see here, if there is any body of mass M and on that body force F is applied, then an acceleration A will be produced in what direction? In the direction of force. Body will acquire an acceleration A in the direction of the force. It's clear? If there is any body of mass M and if we apply a force F on that body, then how much acceleration will be produced? It will be given by A equals to F upon M. What will be the direction of this acceleration? It will be same as the force. So if you deduce the SI unit of force from here, MKS unit. First we will see MKS unit. So MKS unit, what is the unit of mass?
kg.
Kilogram. Acceleration.
Meter per second.
Square.
Meter per second square. So kilogram meter per second square. And in SI unit, it is named as Newton. It is named as Newton. It's clear. How will you write it? When you are writing in unit, then it will be written in complete Newton, are symbolized by capital N. As you know that these two are equivalent. MKS and SI both are equivalent. Therefore, 1 Newton is equal to 1 kilogram meter per second square. Then there is one CGS unit. Can you tell me what is the CGS unit of force?
Dyne.
Dyne. And this is gram centimeter per second square. Gram centimeter per second square, which is also known as dyne. It is clear. Now, what is the relation between Newton and dyne? So 1 Newton equals to 10 to the power 5 dyne. 10 to the power 5 dyne. How will you convert 1 Newton equals to 1 kg into 1 meter per second square? 1 kg means 1000 gram and 1 meter 100 centimeter. So when you will combine this, it is 10 to the power 5 gram centimeter per second square. This is known as 10 to the power 5 dyne. Means 1 Newton equals to 10 to the power 5 dyne. It is clear. Then there are some gravity. These are the absolute units. Absolute unit means Newton, 1 Newton, dyne. These are the absolute units. Means 50 Newton. 50 Newton means always 50 Newton. It will be neither greater than 50 Newton or less than 50 Newton at any place. But there are some non-absolute units which we call it the gravitational units. Gravitational units of force. It's of force. It is kilogram force and gram force. And 1 kilogram force is equal to G Newton. 1 gram force equals to G dyne. Now, what is the difference between the gravitational unit and absolute unit? So, in absolute unit, I am told that when I say 50 Newton, then it will be always 50 Newton. It's clear. But in gravitational unit, if I say 1 kgf, then it may have different values at the different places, because the value of G do not remain same at every place. If it is in your school, its value is 9.8 meter per second square. If you go to the Lucknow, the value will be other than 9.8 meter per second square. It will be nearly 10 meter per second square. It's clear? Because the altitude of Lucknow is different from the altitude of Raebareli. Altitude means height from the sea level. It is clear? So that is different. Therefore, the value of G will be different at different places. So 1 kgf in Raebareli means 9.8 Newton. 1 kgf in Lucknow means 10 Newton. It is clear? Means in gravitational terms, it is 1 kgf. But if you, when you change this in the absolute terms, it differs. It is clear? So this is the difference. It don't have any fixed value. Its value depend upon the value of G at that place. It is clear? Now see here, force is what type of quantity? Who can tell? Very simple point. Force is what type of quantity? It is vector quantity. It is vector quantity. Suppose there is any body on which number of forces are acting. F1, F2. Suppose here, this is a body. On this body, 100 Newton force is acting from this side. And 10 Newton force is acting from this side. What is the net force on this body? Who can tell?
90 Newton.
90 Newton. It will not be 110 Newton. It will be 90 Newton. Now see here you tell me. 100 Newton is acting this way, 10 Newton is this. What will be the total force acting on the body?
110 Newton.
110 Newton. It is clear? Why we have taken 110 here and here 90? Because here forces are acting in the opposite direction. And here they are acting in the same direction. It is clear? That's why here it is 110 and here it is 90 Newton. Therefore, forces are added vectorially. अगर हमको उनका resultant निकालना है, what will you do? Vector F1 plus vector F2 plus and so on. It's clear? Means the net force acting on any body will be equal to the vector sum of the forces acting on the body. Have you understood this or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
there is one more thing. Sometimes we assign positive and negative sign to the forces. It's clear? Positive sign and negative sign to the forces. Now see here, if F equals to minus 100 Newton, then it means it is representing the repulsive force. It is representing the attractive force in between two bodies, representing attractive force. Attractive force between bodies. Means if the force is negative, then it means that force will be attractive. If it is positive, then means that force will be repulsive. 100 Newton. Means here there is no sign, means plus sign, means it will be a repulsive force. Now, what is the dimensional formula of force? Who can tell? Can you tell me what is dimensional formula of force?
MLT square.
MLT minus 2.
MLT minus 2.
MLT minus 2. Dimensional formula of force is MLT minus 2. Now see here, we can classify all the forces into 4 classes. All the forces can be classified into 4 classes. These are called the 4 basic forces which exist in the nature. Can you name these forces? What are the 4 basic forces which exist in the nature?
Gravitational
You
force,
studied in the very
weak
first chapter.
electrostatic force, and strong electrostatic force. The last one I don't remember.
Not loudly. I'm not. Yes. What is the first force?
Gravity.
Gravitational. Gravitational force. मतलब इसका ये है कि दुनिया में जितने भी फोर्सेज हैं, ये वो सब इनमें से किसी ना किसी एक के अंडर में आते हैं. ऐसे there are 4 types of basic forces which exist in nature. One is gravitational force, other is electromagnetic force. Magnetic force. Third is nuclear force. Fourth is, what is fourth? It is a weak force. Now I will explain each one by one. So see here, what is the gravitational force? So in already you have studied in the class 9. Gravitational force. Suppose there are 2 bodies, one is of mass m1, and here I am taking point body. Point body means whose mass is concentrated at one point. One body is of mass m1, another body is of mass m2, and suppose they are separated by a small distance r. Then there will be what type of force in between these 2 bodies? Who can tell?
Gravitational force.
There will be a gravitational force because of their masses. Gravitational force exists because of masses of body. Means there exists a gravitational force in between 2 material bodies. Though material bodies means which are composed by matter. And what is a matter? What is matter?
Anything which occupies the space and has mass.
Anything which occupies space and has some mass. Having mass and occupying space, that is called the matter. It is clear. So gravitational force exists because of masses of the body. It's clear. For example, in between us and earth, there is what type of force? Gravitational force. It is clear. And that gravitational force we call as gravitational force of earth. जैसे हम ये है और हम लोग यहाँ पर अर्थ में खड़े हुए हैं. So there will be some force in between this man and earth. That force is called gravitational force. And we name this force as gravitational force exerted by earth. Gravitational force exerted by earth. Now see here, Now here, which one will apply greater force on earth? Is applying force on man, man is applying force on earth. Which one is applying more force on the other? Means force applied by earth on the man is more, or force applied by man on the earth is more? Who can tell?
Force applied
Man,
by earth.
Force applied by earth.
the man only.
This will be more.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
अर्थ ज्यादा फोर्स मैन पर लगाएगा या मैन ज्यादा फोर्स अर्थ पर लगाएगा?
Sir, earth.
Sir, earth.
The earth का mass
Both forces will be equal. That you know from the Newton's third law of action and reaction. Every
Yes.
force has equal and opposite reaction. Every force has equal and opposite reaction. For example, if you hit the wall, suppose this is a wall and you are hitting this wall by your hand. It's clear? तुम इस वॉल पर एक मुक्का मार रहे हो, तो जितनी तेजी से वॉल पर मुक्का हम क्या है फोर्स लगाएंगे, उतनी ही तेजी से हमको भी लगेगा. If you are hitting it softly, what will happen? You will experience a soft force. You will not get any injury. But if you hit it hardly, अगर हम इस वॉल को अपने हैंड से hardly hit करें, what will happen? You may get the hurt. Why? Because the wall will also apply the same amount of force on your hand. Wall will also apply same amount of force on your hand, and because of that force, you may get hurt. So both forces will be equal in magnitude. It's clear? Both forces are equal in magnitude. Then
Yes.
why do we say here that this force is applied by earth? हम क्यों ये नहीं कहते हैं कि ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स वो फोर्स है जो मैन अर्थ पर लगा रहा है? हम हरदम यही कहते हैं कि ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स वो फोर्स है जो अर्थ मैन पर लगा रहा है. Why do we say this? Who can answer?
ज्यादा है.
Sir, because earth has greater mass.
Aviral Nikam, one by one. Aviral Nikam. Yes, you
Sir,
answer.
because yes, sir. Sir, because the radius of earth is larger and it has
नहीं.
larger.
नहीं, ये नहीं है. क्यों ये कहते हैं कि अर्थ मैन को इतने फोर्स से अट्रैक्ट कर रहा है, 100 न्यूटन के फोर्स से अट्रैक्ट कर रहा है? हम क्यों ये कहते हैं दैट अर्थ exerting 100 force on the man? उसका रीजन क्या है? Because man is also applying the same force on the earth, but this force is insufficient for the earth. अर्थ का इनर्शिया बहुत अधिक है. अर्थ का मास क्या है? अगर हम अर्थ का मास देखें तो कितना है? इट इज इक्वल टू, who can tell? 6 into 10 to the power 24 kg. 6 into 10 की power 24 kg. Its mass is very, very huge. Therefore, its inertia is very, very high. Therefore, this 100 Newton force will not make any change in the earth. ये 100 न्यूटन का फोर्स जो अर्थ पर लग रहा है वो कोई चेंज नहीं कर पाएगा. पर हमारे लिए क्या है? दैट इज इनफ. क्योंकि हमारा मास कितना होगा? 100 kg होगा ज्यादा से ज्यादा.
सर, फिर धरती को हिलाने के लिए मतलब कितनी मिनिमम फोर्स चाहिए होगी?
हैं?
सर, फिर धरती को हिलाने के लिए मिनिमम फोर्स कितनी चाहिए होगी?
किसको हिलाने के लिए?
धरती को.
अच्छा, अर्थ को. वो तो फिर बहुत अधिक फोर्स चाहिए. वो कितनी चाहिए वो तो हमको भी नहीं मालूम. देखो ना, पर तुम ऐसे समझो, इनर्शिया क्या है? Inertia is capacity of opposition towards the external force. Capacity of opposition towards the external force. More the mass, more will be inertia. तो इसका मास तो हमारे मास से बहुत अधिक है. हम तो केवल 100 किलो के हैं और अर्थ का मास तो इतना है. तो इसका तो इनर्शिया इतना अधिक है कि उसको मूव कराने के लिए है हमको बहुत ही ह्यूज फोर्स चाहिए. So this 100 Newton force, what will happen? It will not produce any change on the earth, while it is enough for us. That's why we say that this is the force which earth exerts on the man. But if you see, both the forces are equal in magnitude, opposite in direction. All of you remember this thing, that force always exists in pair. Force always exists in pair. It's clear? Force हरदम पेयर में एग्जिस्ट कर सकता है. A single force can never exist. A single force can never exist. For example, when you are holding this pen, तो हमने अपनी फिंगर से इसे पकड़ रखा, केवल टच कर भर लेने से क्या है, पेन पर फोर्स लग रहा. Now what is happening? This pen is also applying the force on the finger. Pen is also applying force on the finger. It is clear? So what is gravitational force? It is the force acting in between two material bodies because of their masses. Now you have studied one Newton's law of universal gravitation. Law of universal gravitation. Now suppose there are two bodies, one is of mass m1, another is of mass m2, separated by small r distance. So this force is given by how much? G m1 m2 upon r square. G m1 m2 upon r square. It is clear? This much force will act in between these two bodies. Now what is capital G? Who can tell? Capital G.
Universal gravitational constant.
minus 11 meter square per kg square.
It is the. It is what? It is the
6.6.
universal gravitational constant. Universal gravitational constant. And what will be its value? Its value is SI unit में इसकी value क्या है? 6.67 into 10 की power minus 11 in SI unit. ये हमने जब डायमेंशनल फार्मूला पढ़ा रहे थे तो भी बताया. It is clear? So this force exists. Now what will be the nature of this force? It will be attractive or repulsive or maybe both.
Attractive.
Both.
It will be attractive or it will be both. Attractive and repulsive both.
Both.
So it is always attractive. It is always attractive. It is always attractive. It cannot be repulsive. ये repulsive हो ही नहीं सकता. It is always attractive. Now one more thing. अगर हमने एक 100 kg की बॉडी ले ली, दूसरी बॉडी भी क्या है 1000 kg की है, मतलब हम लोगों का जो मास है उससे अधिक मास की बॉडीज है. You find, and suppose they are situated at a distance of 1 meter. You find out the magnitude of force. So you will find that it is 6.67 into 10 की power minus 11. This is the value of G. M1 into M2, 100 into 1000. And distance is 1 meter, that is 1 square. So when you will simplify, it is 6.67 into 10 की power minus 6 Newton. 6.67 into 10 की power minus 6 Newton means what? Force will be equal to 6 Newton means 667. Can you experience this force? क्या इस फोर्स को हम एक्सपीरियंस कर सकते हैं?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
No. Means gravitational force acting in between two ordinary mass bodies can never be experienced. It can never be experienced. मतलब कोई ऐसा इंस्ट्रूमेंट बना ही नहीं है जो इस फोर्स को डिटेक्ट कर पाए. आया समझे? It can be experienced only when at least one body is of very huge mass. एक बॉडी क्या हो, बहुत ही ह्यूज मास की हो. मतलब क्या हो, जैसे अर्थ है, जैसे क्या है मून है, उस तरीके की हो. जैसे एक बॉडी हमने अर्थ ले लिया जिसका हमने क्या है मास मालूम है 24 kg. Another body is of 1 kg. Suppose they are situated at what distance? 1 meter apart from one another. So what is the force acting in between them? So it will be given by 6.67 into 10 की power minus 11. M1 6 into 10 की power 24. M2 1. R square 1 square. So when you will multiply this and this, I am writing approximate value 42 into 10 की power 13. और क्या इस फोर्स को तुम एक्सपीरियंस कर सकते हो? बिल्कुल कर लेंगे.
Yes,
क्योंकि
sir.
ये तो इतना ह्यूज फोर्स है, तो इसको तो सबको ही कर लेगा एक्सपीरियंस. इट इज क्लियर? Therefore, gravitational force can be experienced only when at least one body is of very huge mass. In between ordinary bodies, it cannot be experienced. That's why we say that this is weakest force in nature. It is a weakest force in nature. It is clear? Gravitational force कैसा force है? It is the weakest force in nature. Now you can see one more thing. It is a central force. Central force. सेंट्रल फोर्स का मतलब ये नहीं कि सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट और स्टेट गवर्नमेंट. कि कोई कह दे कि अलीसा कह दे कि ये तो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट का फोर्स है. अलीसा,
Yes, sir.
ये किस गवर्नमेंट का फोर्स है? सेंट्रल या
सर
स्टेट?
सर किसी गवर्नमेंट का फोर्स नहीं है.
ये गवर्नमेंट का फोर्स नहीं है. समझ में आया ना? ये गवर्नमेंट का फोर्स नहीं. सेंट्रल का मीनिंग यहाँ पर क्या है? जैसे ये बॉडी है, ये बॉडी है, ये इसको रिपेल करेगी. रिपेल करेगी ना? बोलो.
अट्रैक्ट करेगी.
अट्रैक्ट करेगी. रिपेल तो कभी कर ही नहीं सकती. ये जब इसको ये M1 M2 को अट्रैक्ट करेगा तो फोर्स ऐसे नहीं लगाएगा. M1 जब M2 को अट्रैक्ट करेगा तो फोर्स इस तरीके से नहीं लगाएगा. Force will act along the line joining both bodies. Force will act along the line joining both bodies means force will act along this line. मतलब M1 is attracting to M2. क्या लिखेंगे? F21. F21 means what? Force on M2 by M1. और M2 जब अट्रैक्ट करेगा तो ये क्या है? फोर्स ऐसे लगेगा. एंड दैट विल बी डिनोटेड बाय F12 मींस फोर्स ऑन M1 by M2. Have you understood? Now these forces are equal or unequal in magnitude
Equal.
Equal.
and opposite in direction. It's clear. Now one more thing. As you know that F is given by G M1 M2 upon R square. Force is varying inversely with the square of distance. Force is varying inversely with the square of distance. What does it mean? मतलब अगर हम डिस्टेंस को r से 2r कर दें, फोर्स क्या हो जाएगा? f से f/4 हो जाएगा. Because when you will do 1/2r का whole square means 1/4r square. Force will become 1/4 of the earlier. Force क्या है? पहले का 1/4 हो जाएगा. So these are the some points regarding the gravitational force. There are how many types of forces in nature? 4 forces: gravitational force, electromagnetic force, nuclear force, and weak force. One more point regarding this. It is a conservative force. Conservative force means work done do not depend upon path. Work done do not depend on path. You can see here, suppose this is ground and a body taken from position 1 to the position 2. Once it is taken directly, then it is taken this way, it's clear. Then it is taken this way, in which case more work will be done. So
Equal work in all
cases, same amount of work will be done. Here work done do not depend upon the path. It depends upon the initial and final position. It depends upon the initial and final position. Whether you take through this path, or you take through this path, or you take through this path. In every case, what is the height ascended? H. Therefore, work done will be equal to mgh. Work done कितना होगा? mgh. It's clear. For example, when you are carrying from here to here, 100 joule work is done. Then on carrying from here to here, minus 100 joule work will be done. यहां से यहां ले जाने में plus 100 joule, because you are doing work against gravity. It's clear. From here to here, work done will be minus 100 joule because the work done is along the gravity. So what will be the total work done in taking from 1 to 2 and 2 to 1? It will
Zero.
be 0. It will be 0. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
about the other kind of forces, I will explain tomorrow.